Animal Crossing. A game that I and many others go to just relax and get away from the shit show that is real life. I was one of the very few children of my age lucky enough to have a GameCube because of my father. Animal Crossing quickly became one of my favorites. I remember my father desperately trying to have someone in our village to wear one of his designs as clothing, only to have them all wear my sister's design. I remember paying off debt after debt after debt while Tom Nook gladly forced another one upon me. I strongly remember getting chased and getting scared shitless by wasps, and I fondly remember my Saturday nights spent fishing and waiting for a song by my good friend KK Slider. In a lot of ways, this game helped shape my childhood, like it did for others before me. All that while children my age were all playing mobile games and shooters, I quickly got an appreciation for other gaming experiences. I think a lot of you who experienced the original Animal Crossing would agree that, at least compared to now, there isn't nearly as much to do as you remember. Nonetheless, it still has this timeless charm to it, no matter how many years ago it was released. With that, it only feels appropriate to take a look at the question, why is the original Animal Crossing so goddamn charming? Let's start with the obvious one. If you've watched some of my videos, you might already know what I'm going to say, but it's the music. The music will always be great. Always. It's so simple but so beautiful. We all know the music changes with every hour, which is still very original to this day. My favorite is 7 PM by the way. It has some really iconic themes like the one from Resetti. I even have a Resetti amiibo. You have Tom Nook's shop and the Able sisters. And you can't talk about Animal Crossing music without mentioning KK. This dog makes the most scuffed, howling and yapping sounds and is somehow able to make it into music in so many different genres with so many different cultures. I love how simple he is in the original. He isn't some big star that everyone wants to be friends with like he is in New Horizons. He used to just be a simple street musician who sat there at the train station every Saturday, no matter the hour, no matter the weather. And I simply loved this goofy dog because of it. Enough about the music though, let's talk about the relaxed gameplay. The entire gameplay loop in Animal Crossing is actually very simple. When you arrive, you first get laughed at by this capitalist poisoned Tanuki because you're broke, and then you become his corporate slave for a bit. But once that's all over, the game just lets you do everything. The main thing you'll be spending your time on is fishing and catching bugs, to sell and pay for your debts. The fishing and catching is easy, but it's just so relaxing to just walk around and look for big fish, and be disappointed by sea bass number 5 billion until you finally find a red snapper, yippee. I love finding fossils and sending them to the museum with letters and coming back the next day wondering if you got something good. This game allows you to just turn your brain off and have a good time, which is really rare these days. Hey, remember when I said that you have to send mail to the museum like 10 seconds ago? Well, you cannot do that in New Horizons. New Horizons is a really fun game, but there are just some things that the original gets right that New Horizons doesn't. But it is a better and more complete game overall. Not having to send your fossils makes letters completely useless unless you're playing with other people online, which kind of sucks because there are some fun parts about the post office, like being able to see the mailman leave, but after a while there is a different pelican at the desk that hates her job because she is doing the night shift. Another thing is that a lot of the villagers are really not worked out too well. They lack a lot of personality that they had in the original. Sometimes in the original, you would go to your favorite villager and they were just having a bad morning and would shit on you non-stop and then refuse to talk to you for another hour or so. I don't think I even remember a genuinely pissed villager in New Horizons. The last thing I will mention is that I don't really enjoy being the guy on the island. I have to do everything, I have to help everyone with all their problems, and I'm immediately the most popular person, and that just doesn't feel right. In the original, they just hate on you because you're the new guy, because you have no money or because you have to play delivery boy for Tom Nook or something. But if you're playing with others on the same device, by the way, on New Horizons, only one person is the guy and others are completely locked out of doing that stuff, and that's just bad game design, to be honest. But let's not act like Horizons doesn't have any good parts, because this makes it sound like I don't like it, while I probably played it more than the original. New Horizons has some pretty fun and neat details. I like the bird at the community center. At night it's an owl, and after a while it is the bird and some smaller baby birds. It's so cute. I like the random things you can find on the island, like merchants, messages in a bottle, Gulliver and Gullivar, that ghost dude that's scared of you. It really expands on what you can find in the original, and I think the DIY system is done pretty well and gives you more opportunities for gameplay. I just wish that the golden tools wouldn't break as easily as they do now, even though gold realistically should easily break. This part is really dragging on, so in one sentence, one of the most charming parts of Animal Crossing is the detail that makes it feel like a real world. And I miss Rossetti in the new game, and I feel like I need a Brewster amiibo ASAP. All these things are possible because of the low pressure environment and because of all the things that you're able to do each day. Every day has these small things that are different. It could be that there is a new villager or some traveling merchant. It could be a change in season or weather. Maybe it's a holiday. There is always something to enjoy, and that's pretty neat. Another thing is the graphics. The graphics aren't as good as they are today, but there is something really charming about these low poly GameCube graphics. Maybe it's just me and growing up with the GameCube and the Wii, but I really think that I'm not the only one that thinks these graphics really hold up in a sentimental way. Besides, graphics aren't really relevant for a good game. They can make a game even better, but they can't make a bad game a good game. And Animal Crossing was already a good game, of course. A lot of companies seem to try and trick you into buying a game by heavily investing in the graphics and looks of the game to make the game look better than it actually is in promotional material. While weirdly enough, Nintendo sometimes does the opposite. One of the most popular reasons to like any Animal Crossing game is the customization options. In the original there isn't as much you can do outside except change roof colors or planting vegetation. In the new games you can put things outside, which allows for a lot of creative freedom. But there is a lot you can change in your home, or you can change your clothing. You can find, make and buy lots of furniture and place them in your house. You can put your best fish or even a skeleton of a dinosaur on display. You can put on your favorite clothing from a cool place called Lost and Found, with a matching umbrella from the dump, all that while some relaxing Mongolian throat singing from KK is happening on the background. What a masterpiece of a game. And the last reason is actually a very simple one. It's animals. It's fun to walk around in a world of animals. They're all just there like normal people, but they aren't people, they are just anthropomorphic animals. You can still find regularly sized animals though, so do we just live in a world of furries? I'm on to use Zipper, but it's fun to have a new villager and find out it's a cute sheep or a penguin or a gorilla called Pee-wee or something. It's a little sad when they leave though. So conclusion, the original Animal Crossing is bursting with personality. Every day has new opportunities and fun interactions around every corner. Animal Crossing will always have a special place in my heart. Not even joking, my first words in English, except the obvious ones like yes and no, were never mind, because you have to stop a conversation that way, which proves that nostalgia is also a big reason why we look back at this game so fondly. Do you have any fun Animal Crossing memories? I remember feeling like a fucking genius when I figured out you can catch wasps. If you have any, feel free to leave a comment and share your memories if you want to, of course. I want to quickly take the time to thank everyone, as always. I love the support, and with that, I bid thee farewell.